Hi guys, what we're going to do today, we're going to do workout 1. So we're going to start off with the dive bomber push-ups. With these push-ups, a little bit different. A lot of people do more of a wide hands, wide feet. It's a little bit easier, that's more of a progression. If you find these ones hard, stick to the wide hands, wide legs. I'll do the easy version first. So you're going to go hands wide, feet wide. You go back and dive through, come up and back, come through and back. If that's too hard, just dive through, push your bum high. Dive through, push your bum high. Okay, so they're your 2 easy variations. Now what we're going to do next, this is more of an advanced version. You've got your hands straight out from your shoulders. So you're here, this is more of a kung fu variation. Okay, you got your feet together, so you're back. Start with your shoulders over your hands. You push back up high. You dive down, so your nose is almost touching the ground. Can't look up and then back the way you came. You dive through, up and back. Back to the start. Okay, so for the first exercise, this dive bomb push-up, we're going to go for a minute, as many as you can, aiming to get around 25, okay? Okay guys, exercise 2, what we're going to do is we're going to do dumbbell squats. If you find that the dumbbells are too hard for you, you can do normal bodyweight squats. So you're going to start feet hip width, toes slightly out, keeping the knees nice and straight. Your shoulders are back, your chest is out, so when you squat down, you're keeping good form, your spine's nice and arched. You don't want to do this sort of form. You see people doing that, it's not good. We want to look up, we just want to work our legs. So like that, bum sits back and down. We don't want our knees to go way over our toes either, otherwise you can get too much pressure through your kneecaps. So therefore, it's like you're sitting back on a chair. So you're sitting your bum back and down, looking up and pushing up. So if you're not used to doing squats, just start with the bodyweight ones, just getting your form good, and then you can get some dumbbells. So once again, we're going for the full minute, as many as you can with good form. Exercise 3 is the dumbbell military shoulder press. What we're going to do to keep it simple is we're just going to go dumbbell press from here. Okay, that's the beginner one. The advanced, you start from here. Your palms are facing in, you come up, and you push down and down. Break it into like 2 movements. 1, look up, 2, not this sort of stuff. That's just going to hurt you, okay? Good form. So we're here, come up 1 and push 2. We're aiming for 15 to 25 reps in our minute. The key is, if you're not getting your 15 to 25 reps, lower your weight so that you can keep good form and get your full 15 to 25. Okay, so what we're on to next is the lunges. Now with the lunge, it's a great exercise because it's unilateral, meaning you're working one leg at a time. You can either do the walking lunges or you can do a split lunge. So basically you start with your feet nice and hip width. That way you've got a foundation. If you're real narrow, you're going to be falling all over the shot. So keep your feet hip width, chest out, shoulders back. What you're going to do is you're going to let one leg go back behind, you're up on the ball of the back foot, you lunge down. So my knee touches, see this front knee is not leaning way over these front toes. Okay? So my front foot is flat, my chest is out, shoulders are back. I'm not doing this sort of stuff. I want to make my legs work, and then I push up. And then I let my right leg go back. I lunge down and I push forward. And leg goes back and I push forward. I don't do this, I don't step back, lunge and then push back. I don't want to do that, it's not as good for my knees. So from here, you're always pushing forward. It's like you're walking forward, you're pushing forward. Okay? So what we're going to do, you can either do them body weight, or most of you will be onto the dumbbells, okay? So I've got my dumbbells. Always when you're picking them up too, look up, use your whole body. Okay, so I'm in position here. Got my feet hip width, shoulders are back, chest is out. What I'm going to do is to keep it simple, I'm going to do 15 good reps. Actually, I'll make it 16 because of unilateral. So I've got 1, 3, 4, breathing in, breathing out, 5. Which is the reverse dips. Now these are a easier version than the normal dips, the parallel bars. So with these ones, you've got your hands close to your hips. You want your elbows heading back. If you have problems, you can let them out to the side. Do whatever's easiest for you with good form. Okay, then you're coming down. So you come down to your shoulders just above your elbow, and then you're pushing up. Come down, breathe in, pushing up. Now from the side, you'll see I'm keeping my back close to the bench. I'm not coming out like this, I'm not doing this sort of form. That's not going to do anything. It's going to hurt you. Okay, so you're here. If you need to, you can keep your feet flat on the ground, and that'll make it a bit easier on your arms. Remember with this one, we want to work the triceps, the back of the arm. So we're here, make it a little bit harder coming up on the heels. We lower down and push. Always squeezing the back of the arms at the top. Trying to take all the pressure out of the legs, keeping it in the arms. Good. So you can see the form keeping my back close to the bench, my shoulders nice and square, chest out, lowering down, pushing up with the arms. So you're going to aim to get your 15 to 25 out in your minute allocated, then have your minute break, and we're on to the next exercise. Okay guys, we're on to the next exercise, which is forward crunches. If you've got an incline bench, you can do them on that. Otherwise, for everyone else, try these first. Okay, so you're lying down, got your feet flat. The closer you keep your heels to your bum, the harder it'll be. Okay, so if you have your feet out here, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, for the first variation, this is the beginner variation. You can keep your hands up, your legs slightly out, and you're just crunching up, slowly on the way back down. Crunching up and slowly on the way back down. A little bit harder, bring the feet back here so they're flat on the ground. You get your hands up. You start with your hands pointed straight out in front. They don't go past your eyes. And then you crunch up. This just gives you a bit of momentum because these are hard for some people, okay? Don't let your ego get in the way when it comes to training. Just do the best you can and that way you'll build up faster. Okay, so you're here. And straight up. Okay, the next variation, which is the advanced one, the more advanced, you're going to have your fingers linked behind your head. So you're here, you come back, and then you crunch to the top. Come back, crunch to the top. Back, crunch to the top. Breathe in, and out. You can see my feet are moving slightly, that's okay. If you can pin them to the ground and not move them at all, that is the ultimate. But if they move slightly, that's okay. So you've got your fingers linked, coming back and crunching up. Crunching up. Crunching it up. Okay, the biggest key is keep them linked. None of this sort of stuff. Don't whip it. That's not going to help you. You're better off to go back to the earlier variations. Okay, so once you've done your 15 to 25 good reps, and then have your break, you can stretch your stomach. Stretch your stomach, keep your arms straight, and you just drop your hips down, look up, and give your abs a nice stretch. Look over one shoulder, and then look over the other shoulder, and that'll stretch each side of your stomach, and then bum back to the ankles, and just enjoy your break till the next exercise. Okay guys, we're on the next exercise, which is your dumbbell curls. Now, if you find dumbbells hard or you don't have any at home, that's okay. You can fill up big milk bottles with sand or water, whatever you've got. Do the best you can. If you've got a set of dumbbells, that's key. And away we go. So what we're going to do is we squat down, pick our dumbbells up. Now we start with a neutral beside our hips. When we're bringing them up, we turn them. We want to keep our our pinky slightly higher than our thumb. So we want to keep them high. We don't want it like that. That's more of a hammer curl. Okay, so we're keeping them high and then down by the sides. We bring them up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. You see from the side, keep my hips slightly back. I squeeze here, so it's just working my arms. Come up, squeeze, and down. I'm not doing this sort of stuff. That's just pointless. You're not going to work anything. See people doing that? It's just wasting time. It's just nice, controlled. Squeeze and down. Up, squeeze. Breathe in and out. Relax. So once you've done your minute, or you've completed your 15 to 25 repetitions, have your minute break and get ready for your next exercise. So we're almost there. So what we're going to do next, we're going to do a jackknife. This is a really good abdominal exercise. Works the bottom right through to the top. Okay, so when you're starting, you're just lying back. You've got your heels together, ankles together, toes pointing up, your hands coming back over your head. Okay, you're bringing your feet up and your hands up. If you can, do it at the same time. That's more advanced. Otherwise, bring your feet up, but don't let them come past your hips. So don't bring them there and do this sort of stuff. It's wasting time. Okay, so you're here, right out, your hands are right behind. You bring your feet up, they stop past your hips, so your hip line is going straight up, your toes stay that way. And then crunch up. Even if you can only crunch over your knees, that's still good, that's going to work. But don't do it here. I want to see the shoulders come up off the ground. So you come back, up, and crunch. Back, up, and crunch. Or super advanced, up at the same time. See, I did a little bit fast then, like more momentum. And start down. See, I'm keeping my feet together. I'm not doing this. Okay, you really want to pin those feet together. Down, up, crunch. Down, up, crunch. Good. So once you've done your minute, have a breather. Once again, if you need to stretch your abs out, do it in this break time. So your arms are straight, you drop your hips to the ground. Just have a breather. If you're finding at this stage you're getting a little bit maybe dizzy or a bit fatigued, have a longer break if you need it. Remember, you've got the option to have a 1 minute break or a 2 minute, or if you're just beginning your training, you can have a 3 minute break in between. Remember, the less break time you have, so if you can cut it down to that minute for the whole round, that's ultimate. And that way you'll burn more fat and you'll get toned a lot faster. Okay, enjoy your break. Okay guys, so hopefully now you're working up the sweat. We're on to our last exercise for this round, which is the bent over dumbbell row. Now there's two ways you can do it in this program. You can do it the easier way, which is you'll be on the bench. So if you're doing your right arm, if you've got your dumbbell in your left hand, sorry, you're going to have your right knee and shin on the bench. Your right hand is going to keep straight on the bench. Your left hand is going to have your dumbbell. So you'll be here, keeping your back straight. You're not doing this sort of stuff. Okay, you're keeping your back nice and arched. Your abs are tight. You're bringing it up and in. Down and in. Breathe in on your way down. Out as you squeeze it up. In and out. If you want a little bit of a stretch at the bottom, you can turn the dumbbell and then back in. Come down, little turn, little stretch with the lats, and up. you're working your back muscle here, guys. This is working all down here. Okay, so if you're doing the other side, you just roll the dumbbell under. Now you're putting your left leg, left shin, left hand. I usually like to grip the end of the bench and I sort of lean, so that way my back is arched. I never want to be doing this sort of stuff, otherwise you increase your risk of injury. We don't want to injure ourselves. We want to keep our form good. Okay, from here, and then same again, we're squeezing up and down. Up, down, breathe in, and out. If you want a little stretch at the bottom, turn it, stretch it, back, squeeze. Turn, stretch, back, squeeze. And once you've done your 15, 25 each side, you can have your breathe on the next exercise. But what I'm going to show you next is the other variation. I like to do this one because it's a lot more functional and it's working your whole body because you're not leaning on the bench. You're actually going to go into a forward, nearly like a lunge. So you're going to be here. It's almost like a warrior one in yoga, coming right into it. So it's got our feet hip width. We take one leg back, have it out on the ankle. We've got our dumbbell ready. We're bending right down into it. So it's a really good stretch for the hips. Then I've got my left foot forward, so I rest my left forearm on my knee, keeping my hips and shoulders straight. I grab the dumbbell with my right arm. Now I'm looking up and I'm squeezing. Little stretch, squeeze. Little stretch, squeeze. Okay, so from the side, it looks something like, actually I'll change sides, that way you can see. So I'm in position. Now I've got my right leg forward. I rest my right forearm on top of the right thigh, looking up, my back straight, and I squeeze. So not only is it working my back and my arms, it's also working this front leg and stretching my hips. So once you've done your 15 to 25 on each side, have a breather and relax, and we've completed one full round. So I've done our, I think it's our every exercise in this round. We've had our minute break or 2 minutes in between. Now at the end we have 3 minutes break, and then we complete the whole lot again as fast as we can, keeping good form. And once we've done that, have a breather. Remember the round, this is workout one, so you want to complete as many rounds as you can within the 45-minute training session period that you've allocated for this session. So if you can do 2 complete rounds in this one session, that's great. If you can't, you just try the best you can. Obviously, the less breaks you have in between, the more rounds you'll be able to complete in the session time. Have fun and enjoy.